Hey, transforming your world, transforming your dreams, transforming your ideas to come true. God has given us wisdom to inspire our world, to make our generation, Nigeria, a better place. Thank God He's giving.
Hello, welcome to another edition of Word for Youth. I'm your host Khadijat Mohammed. On the show today, we are going to be discussing youth empowerment, job creation, and politics in Nigeria. International Labour Organization statistics shows that 621 million young people are not in education, employment, or into training, while 75 million of young people are trained but have no job. It is estimated that 23% of young people currently working in the world earn less than $1 a day. Meanwhile, a National Bureau of Statistics record shows that at the third quarter of 2018, unemployment rate in Nigeria stood at 23.1%, and the underemployment rate was 20.1%. Akwa Ibom was recorded to have the highest rate of unemployment in Nigeria, recording 37.7%, followed by Rivers State, recording 36.4%, and Bayelsa, 32.6%. Out of the 36 states in Nigeria, only 9 recorded reduction in their unemployment and underemployment rate. They are Ondo State, Lagos State, Nasarawa State, Kaduna, Kogi State, Akwa Ibom, Rivers State, and Ondo State. On empowerment, several schemes were launched by previous administration to tackle unemployment. The present administration of Muhammadu Buhari is no exception, as the government has launched various empowerment programs, among which is N-Power, Anchor Borrower Scheme, Market Money, Presidential Youth Empowerment Scheme, and host of others. Yet, issue of unemployment is still pressing and demands urgent attention. Why should we still be battling with the issue of unemployment when Nigeria is among the nations blessed with natural resources? On our discussion today, we will beam our searchlight on Kogi State, being among the states that recorded reduction in unemployment. We will be hosting the Special Advisor to Kogi State Government on Special Projects and State Focal Person, National Social Investment Programs. Right after this break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. As I told you earlier, our guest is already seated here in the studio, and he is no other than the Special Advisor on Special Project and State Focal Person, National Social Investment Programs. Before now, he was the Special Advisor on Job Creation and Medium Small Enterprise Development, before being moved to oversee the affair of Multilateral Donor Agency. Now he is assigned to his present position as the Special Advisor on Special Projects and State Focal Person, National Social Investment Program. His name is Prince Suleiman Onyekehi Abdulkarim. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thanks for having me.
We officially congratulate you on your new appointment, sir.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Straight to our discussion, sir. Before now, you used to head the Ministry of Job Creation, and I'm sure the National Bureau of Statistics survey that was released at the third quarter of 2018 shows then that there was a reduction in unemployment in Kogi State. I'm sure you're still heading the agency then, before your new appointment now, sir. How were you able to achieve that feat?
Yeah, thank you very much. First of all, before I proceed, my former office was not a ministry, or is not a ministry, so to say. It's a new office created by the Executive Governor of Kogi State, Alhaji Abelo, His Excellency Alhaji Aya Bello, for a portfolio called Office of the Special Advisor on Job Creation, SME development, which is small, medium enterprise development. So it's a new office, newly created since the history of Kogi State. So the purpose was to have someone who is experienced on youth development, job creation, expert that can initiate ideas to advise the government properly for initiate projects or new companies or programs, skills acquisition for that to create rooms or opportunity for job and business development in the state. For that was the reason for creating the office. Okay. And I happened to I was the special advisor on that in that portfolio. And in my first year in office, I started very well on a good feet. I facilitated a very huge project for Kogi State, which involved a lot of processes, due diligence processes, which is establishment of industrial park in the state. So we processed everything till the final stage. Even the CFO was issued to the investors. The only bottleneck was the policy between the government and the investors. So this policy hindered the commencement of the project as at that time, because what the investor wanted does not comply the policy of the state government. And the policy of the state government is in the best interest to protect the land that belongs to our people. So we hope that moving forward, because government is a process and not a project, moving forward, the investor will see reason to comply with our policy. Our government will also have to step down on policy that will also attract investors in order to have an agreement for industrialization, more industrialization in the state.
Meaning, so, as you're speaking now, the project is still on hold?
It's still on hold, so it will continue, just like the Korea Institute that was conceived by the government of ex-Governor Ibrahim Idris, and during Wada's regime. Wada inherited it. He constructed the institute during his time in partnership with the Korean government, and nothing happens there. No activities, nothing, because of processes probably, or because of on the side of the government. Whatever happened, we don't know. But because government is a continuous and a process system, so when Yabelo came, he took over the project and ensured that the purpose or the aim of that project for the benefit of our people is met. He facilitated the accreditation of the school, and also the commencement of the activities and the training of our youth in that school. So as I'm talking to you now, the school has been accredited as a full-blown institution with certificate of accreditation. And this draft bill is also to be passed into the law and signed by His Excellency Executive Governor Yaya Bello. So moving forward, also a stake, like I told you earlier, it was not a ministry, my former office. I'm a committee member of various government programs or job creation or recruitment exercise in the state, in various sectors of various agencies and MDS. The job recruitment in Ministry of Health, I was a stakeholder in it, on the recruitment in Ministry of Health, as well as Ministry of Agriculture. And the Ministry of Health alone, to be precise, has created 2,424 jobs in the state. Revenue Board created about 1,000 jobs. I was a committee member for that recruitment. The Ministry of Agriculture, as a special advisor on job creation, I also work as a partner to the Ministry of Agriculture, where I belong to a committee chaired by the Commissioner for Agriculture. And the Ministry of Agriculture, the government has created about 6,000 jobs, direct and indirect jobs in Ministry of Agriculture. Then in Security Service, 3,000 vigilantes recruited to support the security agencies to curb insecurity from the beginning of this government. And in the Ministry of Environment, more than 2,000 jobs, direct and indirect jobs created in the Ministry of Environment, and so on. So my office has also conducted training, skill acquisition, basic skill acquisition, and vocational training for 3,000 youths in the state. So these are some of the achievements. And a new person has come in, haven't left there, and redeployed to higher responsibility as special advisor to the governor, just recently on multilateral donor agency and special project. So now on special project and state focal person national social investment program. So that is how far we've gone from my former office and now a new office.
And do you think all this you've done has really affected the survey to bring Kogi State to be among the states that have reduction in unemployment?
Positively. The record is there. I've mentioned ministries to you, and you people are good at this. You could go there and verify and confirm these numbers I've told you that we have created in various offices I've mentioned.
Okay. Can you really tell us the strategy you use in empowering youth? The strategy you use in giving this vocational training to people?
Yeah, the strategy is the know-how. Is the know-how, having understanding the system, having understanding the situation of your people and the rate of unemployment and the poverty situation in the state that was inherited by our passionate Governor Yaya Bello. And that is why he has selected us, those of us, to assist him in doing the job. And because we know the situation and we know exactly what to do, we apply what the necessity is. Not, if you know what to do, that is the strategy. So we just apply the necessity, and that is the success we have recorded today. A lot of youths are now engaged in various endeavors.
Okay. Unemployment has really been seen to be a major problem when it comes to rural areas. Have you looked into that?
Let me use the opportunity to tell you that whatever program or project, anything that is of public interest carried out by this government of new direction of Governor Yaya Bello is spread across everywhere. When I mean everywhere, not centered at urban area or to the big men. If it's spread across everywhere, across the 21 local governments, it spread beyond this township or of that local government, even to the deeper grassroots or rural communities. So everything we are doing, call it employment, empowerment, political appointment, capital projects, everything is spread across everywhere, equitably. Everywhere is covered.
Okay. Let's take our range to take it to the wider range, like the national level. We are still recording 23.1% to be our unemployment rate. What can you really say is the factor hindering employment in the country?
Okay. First of all, Nigeria as a country is blessed to have the President Muhammadu Buhari as the president of Nigeria at this point in time. Because Nigeria was already going down before the advent of President Muhammadu Buhari. The situation was so bad, the economy was ripping off, was drained to the bone marrow, and there was nothing, little or nothing in the treasury inherited by the president. And the oil revenue was so low compared to what we used to have during the Jonathan regime. And it was a serious situation that made the country went into recession. And the president, with his economic team, did everything possible to revive the economy. And as you can see, from everything, all the program and government and project of the president, Muhammadu Buhari, is already affecting positively the economy of Nigeria. Especially the National Social Investment Program is affecting the life of the rural community you mentioned everywhere across Nigeria. All the segment or components of the program, it's affecting everybody. And you don't need to know president, governor, commissioner for you to benefit from social investment program. It's by merit and it's open to all Nigerians. You must not even be APC So once you meet the requirement and you key in your information, it's online, especially Empower, you automatically become a beneficiary. So the economy is coming up. The petty traders in the market, small, micro, beginning from the micro, small, medium, and bigger enterprises. The government is injecting money, giving them grants, giving them loans for them to be able to do business, expand their business for self-reliance. So it's better than what we used to have. Before, we talk more of even the infrastructural development in our airport, railway, roads, and so many things.
Because industrialization is what can really take the country to where we want it to be.
And it's preparing for the future, not now. So we'll see the result in no distant time. Okay. Yes.
Can we really say these empowerment programs are getting to the people that really need them?
Of course. Empower alone. Okay. Empower alone. Federal government has empowered about 500,000 people, unemployed youth. Unemployed youth, graduate and non-graduate scheme for Empower alone out of the 5 segments of social investment program. And these unemployed youth are getting a token stipend of 30,000 naira instead of sitting at home, because the government cannot employ everybody. And there are other programs arranged for those who want to do business. But these are those who are waiting for employment letters, They want to work. Okay, with the 500,000 on the first administration, the first tenure of the President Muhammad Buhari, it was a huge success. So a lot of people, unemployed graduates, are now doing something. They apply. They have other component of Empower called MBuild. If you want to learn skills to set up yourself and be doing business, and teach. If you want to be applying your knowledge, you are interested in teaching, you are assigned to various public schools to teach. And you are still receiving that stipend until you get a good pay job. Okay. Then agric. If you want to be doing farming, petty, small farmers, just to have something doing. Some people don't even have 5,000 at the end of every month. And the government say, okay, instead of sitting at home, let us encourage you, on this Empower arrangement. And it's already yielding result. In this, another second channel, next level administration of President Muhammad Buhari, 500,000 again has been allocated for the nation, and it will be spread across the 36 states, including FCT, for the people to benefit. That is Empower. And we have homegrown school feeding, where a lot of caterers, cooks, thousands of them, are already partaking from this program. Then these puppies that are feeding from the homegrown, among other programs. Maybe I'm still coming there. Let me not start discussing my new office. Okay. So we are just discussing nationwide, on the national level now. So that it's getting to those who deserve it.
Let's pause here at this moment to go on a short break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Nigeria, a country blessed with a vibrant youth population, a grossly underutilized youth population. What are the challenges of youth development? What are the solutions? As a youth, what are your contributions to national development, ensuring you become one of tomorrow's leaders of a greater Nigeria? Answers to these questions and the X-ray of burning youth development issues are our focus on Word for Youth. Word for Youth. It is what it is.
Welcome back. You're still watching Word for Youth, and if you're just joining us, you've not missed a lot. You can also join us on our social media platforms as displayed on your screen to drop your comments and contributions. Okay, back to our discussion, sir. You've talked about the listed empowerment programs. I want to ask you, is there any plans now to improve on the schemes you already have?
Former office or new office?
No.
New office?
New office, yes.
Okay. On my new office, already we met on ground what has been achieved so far. So we are working on it. The new office, which is as a state focal person, National Social Investment Program, like I said, is a 5 segment. One is Empower. Empower has other components underneath. MBuild, NTeach, NAgric, and so on. So then homegrown school feeding program to encourage the pupils to go to school, and also to encourage our women who are interested in cooking a job to have something doing and be getting a profit from it. So it's also encouraging businesses, and then homegrown products. Farmers are also, it's a chain, long chain, value chain. The suppliers, various suppliers of various food needed. In Kogi State, of the food menu for homegrown, the bread is involved. Those who have bakery are supplying bread. Rice, our local rice is what, according to the national guideline, because it's to promote the homegrown product in every state. So we have to patronize the owners of these food items in the state and the producers of these food items. If you want to go buy 2 bars of yam, we have to buy from our local farmers. If you want to buy beans, we have to buy from our local farmers. Yogurt and so on. So with this, a lot of people benefit. It's a long chain, value chain system, model. Then that is homegrown. Then the market money is to empower the business women who are doing small-scale businesses. The government is injecting 50,000 to them as zero-interest loan, payable in 6 months. So if they use those serious-minded business, they can walk around with this 50,000 and multiply their finances for them to be able to pay back the loan and also attract more. Then we have CCT. CCT has direct impact. It's strictly meant for vulnerable, poor and vulnerable people in rural community. We are concerned about rural community. His Excellency and President Muhammadu Buhari, their major priority is the well-being of the people in the rural community. So this CCT is for especially the deep, vulnerable, poor, very poor people. The government is giving them 5,000 naira every month. And this money is being put to them every 2 months. 10,000 naira. Okay. Our women, our elders, our aged people in deep remote village. There are people now in their locality, they don't even have 1,000 naira or 500 naira to feed. So the government is giving you 10,000. So our women who know how to manage money, 5,000 is enough to. Some people will take items, market product to the market. At the end of the day, if you calculate it, it is not even up to 5,000. The government is giving you 10,000. So it's not a small money to them. It may be small to you, but it's a big money to them. So, and this thing, our people in Kogi State benefiting from this CCT is presently 11,513 beneficiaries benefiting from CCT, conditional cash transfer, is CCT. And presently, we have just registered 23,440 people as fresh beneficiaries, in addition to 11,000. So we're having about 32 to 33,000. And in no distance time, another more than 30,000 fresh registration will also be carried out in the state. So more and more people will be benefiting from the program. Then as for Empower, presently for batch A and B, we are having 12,964 benefiting from Empower. And the batch C is coming on board as soon as possible. We have even received the delivery of over 10,000 T-shirt and face cap for the PPA of the present beneficiaries of Empower, which is an indication that we are about to start another batch of the new phase of Empower program in the next level administration. And in my own time, I'll work harder to ensure that more, if not times 2 of that number, because the money is there. So the only problem is that people, if you are not filling the right information, the correct information, whereby your account detail is different from what we are filling on the system or on the form, it cannot fly. So I will ensure that we do more of sensitization. We engage more of ad hoc staff to ensure that the right thing is done for the benefit of our people. So we are going to expand the scope. Then as for homegrown school feeding, 850 caterers are already cooking to 449 public primary schools in the state on pilot stage. Okay. And we are expecting 1,500 additional caterers that already with the national. Once that data is really new caterers approval comes out, we are going to expand the number of schools, and presently we are feeding 62,559 puppies in the schools. So if we have additional 1,500 caterers, we are talking about 200,000 number of puppies will come on board, you know. So, and it will keep expanding. If we feed once, second, it will expand again. The national will give us rooms to register more caterers, register more schools, to capture more puppies. Then, so far so good. This is the level of implementation of SIP in the state.
Okay, let me ask you, sir, how did you get to these people really in need of the program?
All right, let me take it from CCT. Okay. CCT program, Conditional Cash Transfer Program, is in collaboration between federal government and World Bank. Okay. The federal government or the state government does not want the program to be abused, to be given to those who don't deserve it. So for such, even the World Bank set up monitoring team responsible for the registration of beneficiaries of CCT. And the body responsible in collaboration with SIP in the state is called SOCU. SOCU is State Operation Coordinating Unit or Office in the state. State Operation Coordinating Office in the state, using what they call CBT, community-based targets, because you need to give to those who deserve it. So they go to every local communities to work with the government officials in that local government, but they handle it themselves in conjunction and partnership of our officials in local government or desk officers in local government. They go to those very poor and vulnerable people, household to household, community to community, ward by ward, across the state. So it is not about giving to a politician or a commissioner or a special advisor to go and give to his people. So this thing is given to those who deserve it. So as other program, even the Empower is open to all Nigerians. It's open to all members of the state, especially the graduate and non-graduate as required. So you go to online, go to cyber cafe, open Empower portals, and key in your information. You don't have to go through anybody. You know, it's only in a situation where the people who are interested do not have access to internet. Then you print alternative like pattern of that form. Then you get an assistant, fill the form. The office could also take charge and monitor such situation, because we don't want our people to lose out. Whatever we can do to ensure that the people benefit from this program. So the caterers, they did not just pick someone working on the street to come and start cooking for them. We know the implication of this thing, health-wise and all that, you know. So the screening was conducted for all the potential caterers. It was advertised, they applied, and screening was conducted. And those who qualified and meet with all the requirements are the ones who are authorized to cook to public schools. And we are not just working alone, we have other stakeholders working with the SIP, especially on various programs as concerns them. Like the school feeding, we are working with some stakeholders from Ministry of Health, Ministry of Agriculture, and SUBEB. So it's a partnership.
Can you give us a list of the schools that this pilot program, the home feeding program, has started?
I'll begin from my own school, primary school, where I graduated from, in Ebia, South Najakuta local government. Even yesterday, I was with the principal of the school. He confirmed to me that his school is benefiting from homegrown school feeding. And also at Dankole, even Lokoja here, Adankolo Primary School, they are benefiting from it. Across all the 21 local government, only Dekina, Adavi, and Ampa are yet to be captured. Only 449 has been captured on pilot stage, where the 850 caterers are preparing food to. And also, by the time we get additional 1,500 caterers, it will expand. More schools will be captured, more caterers will be engaged. So that is the plan, and it keep expanding as we continue on that.
Okay. Can you confidently say now that the state will retain its position when it comes to reduction in unemployment with the kind of plans you have now?
Retain its position?
Yes, when it comes to reduction in unemployment.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course. It is very clear. It is practical. It's not. It is practical. If you have you put food on your table and you don't eat, it remains the same. If you begin to fetch, whether you eat it all or you eat half, you see the size of the food. So if you practicalize the engagement of youth, automatically it will reduce. It's natural and it's practical. So of course it will.
Okay. Can you just chip in the inclusion of youth in this present government? How youth have really been included in this present
I'm talking to you now, I'm a youth now.
Yes, you are.
The governor himself is a youth. And of course, beginning from him, he is representing the youth. Not just youth of Ibraland where he comes from, not just the youth of Kogi State, but Nigerian youth. And for that reason, he has to prove to the world, prove to Nigeria, prove to Kogi State that youth can lead. And that is why he gave us, those of us, opportunity, a very rare opportunity to be in a very sensitive position today in the state. And that is why we wouldn't want to disappoint him. So we are doing everything possible in our best capacity to prove that, yes, youth can lead and youth can make a difference.
On a final note, can we get your message to Kogi youth in the upcoming election?
All right. As you all know, I want to advise and implore the promising youth of Kogi State that you have nothing to fear. There is no any issue at all in the state. His Excellency is capable enough to secure Kogi State for you and I, for our parents, for our family, everywhere. So you know, before the advent or emergence of Governor Yaya Bello, Kogi State was under siege by insecurity. And today, the situation is no longer the same. Even the issue of salary, the opposition always mention about it, because that is the only thing on their lips. But today, as we speak, Yaya Bello has cleared all the areas owed to the state workers. So with this, I do not think that the youth should have reason why we should not be proud of our governor, Yaya Bello, who has proven to the world that as a young man, we can make a difference. So it means that not just mean that he has given opportunity today, anyone out there, regardless of your age, in as much as we are eligible to lead or to contest for any position, you could also make a difference, even better than us. So I want you to continue to cooperate with the governor. Election is approaching. Never allow yourself to be used by any politician to cause any violence because of their political gain. It will only cut off your future. You are going to be frustrated. You may be arrested. That is if you are alive. So please believe in yourself. Cooperate with this government. This is the government of the youth. This is our government. This is your government. So tomorrow, if it's not you, it will be you tomorrow. You may be in a better position and you could make a better difference. You think we are not doing well. So we seek your cooperation. We seek your understanding, your patience in support of Governor Yaya Bello.
Thank you so much, sir. sir.
Thank you
Yes.
very much.
It's a pleasure having you on the show, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you. We hope you honor our invitation next time.
Thank you, of course.
Thank you
I will.
That is all we have for you on today's package. As you heard it from our guests, we can make a difference. Wherever you find yourself, no matter how meager your means is, try and make a decent living from what you have. I remain your host, Khadijat Mohammed, and as usual, you can drop your comments and contribution on our various social media platforms. You can also watch our previous edition of the show on our YouTube channel, What For You TV. And until I come your way next week, goodbye.
Hey, transforming your world, transforming your dreams, transforming your ideas to come true.